Actually, and Wendy, please don't announce anything, but there is a member of our team. She is not, she's been my Pilates instructor. I'm gonna cry. An amazing woman. And her husband went in for a just pretty normal surgery to replace a link with, and unfortunately she had to, they've been married for 40 years. They met when she was 15 years old, and I called just to check in and see how she was doing. And she had to take him off life support today. So she's a really amazing woman. I'll share more, but I'd really appreciate, they just literally went in yesterday just to have this pretty routine heart valve surgery, and it went wrong, and it was an hour ago. She had to take him off life support. So if you could just send her some love. Her name's Tanya, and we'll just, at this time of year, I think it's, especially here, I think you guys just had your Thanksgiving there in Australia, but I wanted to first of all just thank all of you, and just so very grateful for this amazing team of people that we have around the world, to just be there to support each other during the good times and during the tough times. I mean, I think that right now there's a lot of people that are looking very much for a community of people that they can, just connect with. So I just want to thank each one of you. Thanksgiving is my favorite time of year. It's interesting. I'm so happy Linda's on the line too, because I remember when Linda, I think Sienna was just a year old, and we were living in Tuscany, and we celebrated Thanksgiving at my mom's house. And I think it was like right when I just happened to find out about Juice Plus, right? Like maybe just a month before. So, so much comes so beautifully full circle with our amazing business. And from me to you, thank you for the gift of you guys saying yes. Thank you for all the people that you are helping around the world, because that really is what this is about. And yeah, so tonight, wow, what an amazing call that we have at this Thanksgiving. The women that thank you for saying yes as well, Cheryl, and not giving up on a bad day. Tonight we have our upline. I might be your mother, I might be your grandmother. So she's definitely she might be your grandmother, a great-great-grandmother, a great-great-great-grandmother. You never knew you'd have so many grandkids, did you, Cheryl?
Yeah, I like it. The family continues to grow, and I love it.
So Cheryl offered to be on the call tonight, and what we were really talking about today was, there's lots of changes in the world, obviously, and one thing that we know is constant is change, right? And the reason I asked Cheryl to be on the call tonight, and you can ask her whatever you want, we kind of want this to be an interactive call as well for you guys, is, the why now? We hear that all the time, like now's the best time. I know that I started when it was a recession, and now this is obviously a different kind of experience for everybody. But it's not, right? We always say it's our mindset. It's all like we have to master that inner world. The company has so many great resources for us to plug into. And, but a lot it's pretty much an inner game about our beliefs, about our values, about our standards, and about what we really want. So I'm going to let Cheryl just share her story as I get her going on Facebook Live. I'm also checking to see, we have a new QSSC on the team as of today. And that is Cynthia Mears is a new QSSC. We haven't officially announced it, but if we could give her some love.
Oh, bravo. That's great, Cynthia.
Congratulations. She's going to hold that for a hot minute, and then she's going to go straight into SSC. So she's already got the structure. She just needs to hit it. I also want to thank Linda for an amazing job on the Take Action Tuesday. Those of you that don't know about Take Action Tuesday, this is, I would say, the best one that we have. Better with our Take Action Tuesday. It started as an opportunity for us to do a conference, if you would. right since the company wasn't having the conference, and we went right into a training. But then we decided, and actually it was Amanda, it was your actual suggestion. Look at her new baby, Amanda's new baby there. And it was her suggestion of like, let's make it a little bit shorter so we can get more people on, and changed it to a shorter 2.5 hour event. So we have a doctor on, and then we have training on, and Linda and Amanda just one that we did. So we're going to be doing that again on Take Action Tuesday in December the 15th. And that's going to be a really fun celebration one for many reasons. And Cheryl hates when I say it, but I'll just say it one more time since I get, because it's Cheryl's birthday. So make sure you're going to be on.
I'm glad I still have birthdays. Jay Martin asked me how old I was, and I said, I can't count that high. I would tell you if I knew how to count that high. But I'm thrilled to death that, we get to do a fun thing like that on a special
birthday. So Cheryl, let's just, I'm gonna go live within the group, but let's just, maybe you just start again with your story, but really tonight's the night, if you would kind of pull out the velvet hammer and share what happens when people really say yes. And I say it's really that 90-day game plan. I know that Australia has a 90-day game plan coming up in February, and why that 90-day game plan is so important, especially in times like this. So I'm going to spotlight you and move on over into the Facebook group. So let you go ahead.
Well, and I'm thrilled to be here with Loren tonight and with all of you all. And I too, before we get started, want to really compliment and congratulate both Amanda Wright and Linda Evington for the that they did on our Take Action Tuesday, because it was amazing. And
do that.
It was one of those nights when you couldn't have had.
The form itself. Yes, of course. Yeah, I've done that. I think the other one doesn't.
Maybe we could ask.
No, I took that off. Yeah.
Help Loren, maybe if you could handle helping to mute.
I'm muting some of these people. So,
but if you could help us out and mute your line, that would really make a big difference. But if I talk about Take Action Tuesday, this past Tuesday, they couldn't have had two better bookends as far as the starting speaker and the ending than our own Dr. Du Bois, who is just really, he's been the foundation of product and product information. And then of course, Jay Martin, our company president. But it was a great event, and thanks to you all who participated, and congratulations to all of you who are stepping up into your positions, going from one position to the next. And today, if we look at our business, just the fact that the requirements to go into position give you such a solid foundation that your future is really secured. And I think that's the beauty of, our compensation plan today, is as you grow up through it, you can be ensured that, it'll be security going forward and only continued growth. So maybe just for those of you who may be joining us for the very first time, I'll share my story with you. As Loren said, my name is Cheryl Cortese. I am a national marketing director. At this point, various titles for national marketing director. It's presidential marketing director plus is what it is now. But it's really been, the same activity from the very beginning. And that's, of course, sharing the story of our products and sharing the story of our business and what we have to offer others, and inviting people to participate. But for myself, I started or came across this 33 years ago, which is still a shock that I didn't plan or think I would grow up and this would be my career. But what a blessing it is. And also, my background was just not any type of marketing or anything of that nature. My background was education. I was a teacher. I taught at Nicholls State University, which is a college there in South Louisiana, which is where I'm from. And before that, I taught kindergarten. And I'm a mom. I have a couple of children. They're grown adults now, of course, and I have a grandson. So they live out here in California, and you can do this business from anywhere. So I followed the grandbaby out here, who's now 9, and I've been here for a few years. But 33 years ago, I found myself in a position that was financially terrifying. The economy at that point, which was totally supported by the petroleum, oil, and gas business, that whole industry moved to the Middle East. And when it did, everyone's jobs went with it. All of the things that happened to people in economic depression began to show up. People lost their jobs, they lost their homes. Many marriages came apart. Mine was one of them. And suddenly I was just in a situation that I didn't think I would ever be in. By that time, both my parents were gone, so it wasn't like I could take my two children who were about middle school at that time and go home. And all of a sudden it was just me. And so a teacher's salary certainly was not going to put my children through college, which was very important to me. It was not going to keep us above struggle. And so I began to try to expand my perception as to how I could create additional income and hopefully keep us at least in some comfort level. And I came across this company and I thought at first it would be part-time, but by the end of that first year, I realized that I just was in love. I fell in love with the products, obviously, the people, really, it was like I just really needed that people feeding, I guess you would say, of having like-minded people around that had the same focus and the same passion and the same mission. I fell in love with the company and the people who ran the company. Our own company president, Jay Martin, if you happen to hear him on our Take Action Tuesday, I mean, as down to earth and caring about people as any human being I've ever known. And really, I loved the value system of what this company stood for and what it always has. And that's really for the health and well-being and prosperity of everyone. And so it all just felt good and it really fit. And I actually fell in love with the pay plan, which was also a bit of a shock because it looked like Greek to me and sometimes still does. But the beauty of it is, you're going to get paid whether you understand it or not. Now, we really have learned to understand it. And as you do and as you grow, you'll realize that it is limitless as well, that your business can be anything you want it to be. So by the end of that first year, I decided that school was out and this would be my full-time career. And it has been and continues to be a great joy. I say it often that, it was a surprise to me, a door opened that I didn't think was available to me or to women in general. And that was that I could really participate in big business and have a big business return, but I could do it in a way that was comfortable for me, that fit my personality. And that's the beauty of it. It can be shaped around anyone, any manner in which they like to interact with people, whether it be person to person. Today, social media, all of the evolution that's happened over 33 years is fascinating. But it's something that is really been a huge blessing. And someone asked me the other day, why do you keep doing it? It's been tremendously successful. I guess I could say that, I could be comfortable even if I didn't, but for so many reasons. One is that, I love it when the light comes on in someone's eyes that I'm talking to, and they realize that it might be an answer for them from a health standpoint, or when that, light bulb goes off and they think, this could be a way for me to step out of financial fear, which is what happened to me. But also just the emotional revenue that comes from being part of other people's success. So it is a very, very positive experience and continues to be. And Loren said, why now? And so I thought tonight I'd share some of my feelings personally about why now. And then hopefully maybe we can have some interaction if you'd like to ask me questions. I think, first of all, if we look at this time, certainly none of us expected, I don't think anywhere in the world, that we would find ourselves in this exact situation. It's very unusual, certainly for what we have known most of our lives, and it'll probably continue for months to come. And so we've made some big adjustments. But if you look at those of us who, pursue Juice Plus, we do it basically from home anyway. Now we might miss seeing each other, but at least we get to see each other virtually. But we already have that mentality of being able to stretch out to people and share what we have and do it in a way that's supportive of others. So I don't think it would be news to anyone at this point for me to say that the whole world is awake to the need and the desire for something that's going to help, the immune system, for a way for them to take care of and protect their health. Certainly on the top of my mind, Dr. Paul Williams is going to be our speaker on our Monday night call here in just a little while. And he and I were just talking, and he said, I feel so blessed. And here's a physician speaking, that I have Juice Plus because it gives me that feeling of security that I know I need from a health standpoint. And so we have something of huge value to offer and at a reasonable cost for people. And so worldwide, everywhere that we market our product today, the market is awake. The market is there. It's waiting. It's ready. It's desirous of what we have. Also, I don't think we've ever seen a time where the whole world faced economic distress in the manner in which it does. Certainly when I started, as I mentioned, my location in Louisiana was having difficulty from a prosperity standpoint just for that area, but it wasn't across the country. It wasn't across the world. Today we see it across the world. And so again, the fact that everybody needs and wants our product, the fact that they're very desirous of it, we have obviously a strong business to offer to people if they want to help share the mission and the story. So we fill two very, very relevant needs. And we said when this first started, I was talking with some of the sideline national marketing directors that have been with the company, many of them as long as I have, some maybe a few years longer. And we said, we don't want to sound, in a sense, arrogant, but at the same time, we've been training for this our whole career. We have been training for being able to step out and bring solutions to people that are vital and relevant and really needed at this time. So if we look at people today and we talk about why the time is right now, it's because we have the preparation, we have the skill. We can share the knowledge with those who start as to how to go about doing this. We have the infrastructure in place, everything from team calls to, the manner in which we do three-way calls, the manner in which we train, all those things are in place. The infrastructure is in place. For many people in this situation today, they've had to redesign their lives within the jobs that they're trying to hold on to. We've only had to, open our doors and extend our arms around people and invite them to participate. So if you were really going to look at laying the foundation for a future that's very powerful, not only from a standpoint of your own personal health and that of the people that you love, but those that you come across, certainly this is the best time. And if you were going to look at a time where you were going to lay the foundation for future security, this is definitely the right time because people, again, are awake, they're needing, and they're waiting. So if I look at what I've been able to do in this 33-year period, we're going to see people do in 10 years, 7 years. It'll happen so much faster. And it'll happen locally, it'll happen nationally, and it'll happen across the world. So as I've heard my whole career, you're either going to watch the parade, join the parade, lead the parade. And I think that this is one of those times, if you really want to flourish with this, you're going to take on the courage and the responsibility to lead the parade, because it's going to happen. And it's going to happen for our company, and it's going to happen, for all those people who do step up and do just that. So, I really feel like, as I said, we've been preparing for this very time for many years as we've learned to do what we do. Now, if I look at this organization, and as Loren said, she was happy that I didn't give up on a tough day. And there've been some tough days along the way. There's certainly, we all meet with exhilaration when things go well. We meet with disappointment when they don't. We have days when we're frustrated. We have days when we're extremely happy. We have days when people in our family have issues. They're, and there are all kinds of things that happen. People are born, people die. Hurricanes wipe your house out. That happened to me, at one point. Things come and they go. But if we look at the core of what we have to offer, if you can really be able to handle those things as they come, step up above them and stay consistent with your efforts, you're going to have huge return at this point. And if I look at this organization, I'd like to say, my own sponsor, how grateful I am that he didn't, take the day off when he found me, because I would have certainly had a very different life. Today, this organization markets over $10 million worth of Juice Plus every month, and that's growing. So, something that started to make extra money for me to hopefully buy my daughter a prom dress, which I couldn't afford at the time, or eventually send my children to college, which I was able to do, turned into a business that, was huge. And that's here for every one of you. It's just a matter of consistency of effort, really looking at what is your game plan. If we talk about 90-day game plan, 90 days, that's, 3-month segments that year into 4 segments. And we found that the work that you do at the beginning of a 90-day plan lays the foundation for the next month. That lays the foundation for the next month. And it usually takes about 3 months as you look at new growth and maturity of new growth to the point where then you start it all over again. So what you do today, tomorrow, next week, in the beginning of a plan like that really lays the foundation with what's going to happen the next month and the following month. And then that 90-day game plan, the results of that lay the foundation for the next. And so what you're doing at this moment and this next week and the week that you start, a plan of action is going to lay the foundation for what's to follow. So if you think about it, if you can develop and really get comfortable with what you love to do as far as paying activities. And for me, that's something that I feel like Jeff Roberti was wonderful in laying that foundation for, was we looked at what were the paying activities that I really enjoyed. I happen to love telling the business story because it meant so much to me and to my own life. I love the products. You can't tell one without the other. You can't tell a business story without telling a product story too. So I love that. I love that one-on-one. I love that in a group. I love the kickoff. I love the launch. I love the part where I get somebody started and we, see the excitement that goes along with that if it moves quickly. If it moves quickly, there's an energy that's going to happen that then fuels it. And at some point you have what I call liftoff. And liftoff is where you couldn't stop it if you tried, that it now takes on a life of its own. For me, that took about 18 months of fairly consistent activity of bringing on new team, frontline in 90-day game plans, helping that new person get to sales coordinator, hopefully within that 90 days. And that happened frequently and happens frequently today. And then repeat, continuing the width. Width is the one thing that is going to secure your future because it really speaks to every requirement in our compensation plan. So if you can just think wide, not minimal, the company has to give you minimal requirements to go into position because they're required to do that. But you don't want minimal income. So you want to think really, really wide. And with that width, again, stabilizing those people as they begin to grow very quickly. So from Jeff, the biggest secret I think that I ever really learned was I get someone started, immediately we step into their warm market or we reach out to develop their new team as wide as possible. And immediately we step into those people's new market to help them get started and go wide as possible. So it's 1, 2, 3 immediately. That has always proven to be the greatest strength in my business is go wide and immediately go 3 deep. Go wide and go immediately 3 deep. So if you look at where we are in this world today, we are the people who can make the difference. Often, and again, I've said this as this began, but I truly believe it, that in any time of crisis, whether it be war, some sort of natural disaster, we certainly, when we saw Katrina come through New Orleans 15 years ago, and it's hard to believe it's been that long because it was so traumatic, it was a hurricane that wiped everything out. And so natural disaster certainly can be an issue for people. Serious times, when there's serious crisis, there are always people who need help, but there are always people who manage to come to help. And this is where we are today, is we are the people that can go and help. We're the people who can make the difference. We're the people, as Paul Williams told me tonight when we were talking, Dr. Paul Williams said, feel secure in their health. Doesn't mean you need to be reckless. You want to really protect and take care of yourself, but we are the people that can make the difference for others. And so it's not just a business of opportunity right now. That's obvious. It is a business of really moral, I think, obligation to be the people who stretch out and help others and have the courage to do it. Because your story, both your product and business story, is truly not about you. It's about the person who hears it and the person that you help because they hear it. And to not tell it would be the injustice. So, it's a calling in a sense, I believe. And if we look at one of the reasons that I certainly continue and love doing this every day, is there's a huge amount of emotional revenue that comes with it. There's a woman that actually started helping me here in the house, which was a great blessing because I feel like I've been cooking since COVID started, about 300 meals a day between my daughter, my grandson, and my son. We're all here together, but she started to help me in the house, and she was really struggling from just a financial standpoint as well. But, and I'm thrilled to have the help, but she started on the products just 2 weeks ago. And I mean, just came back today, she looked like a totally different person. I mean, there was a brightness in her face. She normally has 2 migraine headaches a week. She hadn't had a migraine since she started. And that's a fast response as far as, the product. Sometimes it takes a while, but it's that emotional revenue. It's that feeling in me it gave me more, it's certainly as much, if not more, pleasure to see that happen for her, because just think, how many people go around with things that are problems that you don't see. It could be the way they feel. It could be the struggles that they're having financially that you don't see. It could be the worries of what is going to be as this continues, to help anyone be able to take responsibility in a way that really makes a difference. Huge emotional revenue comes from that. And so, Loren, it's been a pleasure for me to be on with you. I really thought
I know you got.
we were going to run so close to the next call because I would love to have question and answer, but I don't think we're going to have time.
It's okay. The one thing, I want to give away some cash since you're on the call.
Oh, we love that part. We really love that part. We give away cash. Okay. Let me just say one other thing before I close. We would really invite you all on December the 15th, as she said, we'll have our next Take Action Tuesday, but it's going to be a party, a recognition party. If we had live conference this year, it would have been our 25th Gimme Awards, which is our recognition. It's a Mardi Gras ball, and we give away a lot of money that night, but we also give away, we do recognition. So we're going to have our Mardi Gras ball virtually. And so I'm going to invite everybody to show up, okay, on the 15th of December and be part of that with us. So Loren, I'm going to turn it back to you.
You have to pick a number. Tell me when to stop so I can give some cash away. Tell me when to stop. And we're going to keep going.
Who's going to tell you?
Tell me when to stop. Tell me when to
Me?
stop. Yeah.
Me tell you?
Yeah. Tell me when to stop. Just tell me when to stop. Just say stop whenever you're ready.
Okay. Whenever I'm ready, I get to say stop.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready, set, stop.
Okay. Kimberly Wellman just won $47 $46. You lost $1. Somebody got off the line, so you won $46. Give me your PayPal and I'll send you $46. And Cheryl, we love you so much. We're excited. We've got, I also wanted to really congratulate Amanda for being nominated for 24 Club of the Year, and to Hillary, who was nominated for 12 Club Rookie of the Year at the virtual Eltons. So please, those of you from Australia, please get us your, what do we want, Cheryl, SSCs?
Yes, if you please can get me your recognition for all QSSCs, SSCs, QNMs, and national marketing directors. So that's the top 4 leadership positions. Those are the people we want to recognize on that Tuesday night, the 15th. So I'm going to say goodnight and get on to the next call. I'm now 4 minutes late. I've been 4 minutes late all day today, so I'm sorry about that. Goodbye, everyone. Proud of you. Let's be the leaders.
Just two.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you, Cheryl. 2 last things for all of you. It's in the group. I'm excited. We've got so many great events happening. I wanted to also acknowledge somebody else who's not able to be on the call because it's too late there, but that's Carolina over in Poland. When everybody said that Poland was never going to, nothing was going to be able to happen in Poland, Carolina is growing, and her team are growing leaps and bounds. And just so their numbers right now for new partners is better per capita than anywhere in the world right now. I really want to acknowledge her. And also, I really want to give cash away. I made a Mo's dad, I made a promise to all of you that I would give cash away for all of the new, if we got 1,000 new partners on around the world, that I would give $1,000 away. So we're going to create a Google sheet. You need to put your name, the name of the person that you sponsored, as well as to make sure that they place their order. And based on however many people we have by the end of the month, I will be giving away cash. So that's for everybody around the world. I don't care how deep in the organization you are. I just want to be there to support you. And thank you guys for being on the call tonight with Cheryl. If there's any questions that you guys have, but I just want to thank you so much. Once again, it's my favorite holiday, Thanksgiving. So thank you all. And next call, if you can be on, it's going to be amazing with Dr. Paul.